Micron is trading at approximately $949.41. The stock opened around $902.31, dropped sharply to approximately $875.20, and then recovered toward an intraday high of $955.18. That is an extremely wide range and shows that Micron is currently in a high volatility reaction phase. Mechanically, today's recovery from $875 is a natural rally after a major reaction, not yet a confirmed return to the upward trend. Micron recently traded as high as approximately $1,255 and has now declined more than 20% from that peak. Even though the stock is bouncing today, the ledger does not reverse direction simply because one session turns positive. The first immediate pivot is $955.20, today's intraday high. A break above that level would show that the recovery is continuing, but it would still leave Micron below the much more important $1,000 psychological level. The real structural test is $1,000. Micron needs to recover that level, react normally without falling back beneath it, and then begin pushing toward approximately $1,050. That sequence would provide stronger evidence that the downward reaction has ended. On the downside, $900 is the first major support line. Below that, today's low around $875 becomes the controlling reaction point. The play: do not chase the rebound around $950. Wait for Micron to reclaim and hold above $1,000. A more conservative breakout trigger would be above approximately $1,050 after $1,000 has become support. If price loses $900, the reaction remains active. A break below $875 would confirm renewed downward pressure. Netflix is trading at approximately $75.22. It opened near 76.2 cents, reached an intraday high around $77.09, and then declined to approximately $74.91. That tells us sellers are still appearing whenever price attempts to move into the upper part of today's range. Mechanically, Netflix remains in a broader downward trend followed by a natural rally. The stock recently touched approximately $70.86, its lowest level in about 20 months, before recovering toward the mid-70s. That recovery is not yet a confirmed trend reversal. It is still a rally inside the larger decline until price breaks a meaningful previous high. The first immediate pivot is around $77.10, today's high. If Netflix cannot recover that level, the current rally is losing pressure. The more important resistance level is $80. Netflix needs to break above $80 and remain there during the next reaction before the mechanical trend system can begin moving it out of the downward trend column. On the downside, $74.90 to $75 is the immediate support area. If that level fails, the next meaningful test is around $70.86. The play: do not buy simply because Netflix has fallen significantly. Wait for price to reclaim $77.10 and then break and hold above $80. A stronger reversal would require a later move through approximately $85. If price falls below $74.90, the current rally is weakening. A break beneath $70.86 would confirm another downward leg. Wendy's is trading at approximately $7.53. It opened around $7.66, reached an intraday high near $7.84, and then declined to approximately $7.47. Price is currently sitting near the lower part of today's range, which means sellers are still controlling the short-term movement. Mechanically, Wendy's remains in a downward trend with unsuccessful natural rallies. The stock has a recent 52-week high around $12 and a low around $6.07. At approximately $7.53, price remains much closer to the bottom of that range than the top. That is structural weakness, even if the stock occasionally produces sharp rallies. The first immediate recovery point is $7.85, today's high. Wendy's needs to recover that level before it can challenge the more important $8 pivotal line. However, a move slightly above $8 would not be enough to confirm a new upward trend. Price has to break $8, remain above it during the next reaction, and then begin attacking approximately $8.50 to $9. On the downside, today's low near $7.47 is the first support point. Beneath that, $7 becomes the next important psychological level. If $7 fails, the larger low around $6.07 returns as the major downside reference. The play: avoid Wendy's while it remains beneath $8. A move through $7.85 would be an initial recovery, but the first meaningful confirmation comes only after price breaks and holds above $8. The stronger reversal trigger is approximately $8.50 to $9. A break below $7.47 would keep the downward reaction active, while a loss of $7 would significantly weaken the structure.